Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. Join host Fearless Warrior and the Dauntless crew every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tune in each week for enlightening discussions, special guest interviews, on-the-scene coverage of news, political events, and all topics related to good governance. Watch the show live on our Bounce Up Central platform and social media channels, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Keep the conversation going, even after the show. Chat in real time on our 24-hour live chat on Bounce Up Central. For more news, informative content, entertainment, special events, discussion forums, Bounce Up Radio, TGIF watch parties, and to even bus a mark anonymously, visit our Bounce Up Central Community Hub, the platform that's weeting, created for we, by we.
This election was like war among them party. When I was more than sure they win already. Hudson Phillips said, tell them that's the loss of P&M. But when the rest complete, is he who end up without a seat.
Not a damn seat for them.
Mama, that's what Chambers said.
Not a damn seat for them.
Not a single seat on election day.
Not a damn seat for them.
How they lose, they can't understand.
Not a damn seat for them.
They call in Chambers a Obia man. Them ONR jump and whine, making a big show. As they had the crowd behind, everywhere they go. So they thought that crowd was both. They say they're gonna cut the throat. Sparrow start to ball, when he hear not a seat at all.
Not a damn seat for them.
Sparrow, that's ingratitude.
Not a damn seat for them.
You buy the finger that give you food.
Not a damn seat for them.
Look how you hug up Dr. Willie.
Not a damn seat for them.
People played you in this country.
All right, so good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. And we are here in your company, and we do understand that there's a meeting taking place. We are just trying to get the link to the meeting, and but we will start our show while we wait for that link to that meeting, so that we can bring you all the action live on what is happening on the ground. And it's a meeting. So, yes, so there's a meeting happening, and which, okay, so we do have that live feed. And we will be going straight to that live feed right now from I think it's Mr. The Minister of yes, so it's Mr. Marvin's, the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Mr. Marvin Gonzalez meeting taking place right now. So we do go across to bring you this live.
And the changes to our nation when it comes to crime and criminality. But allow me to shift my attention to Toko Sangre Grande because I don't want to take up all night. Your member of parliament for Toko Sangre Grande, yours truly, Roger Monroe. It's not your member of parliament alone in Lupino. Aruka Lupino could make booklet. I have my Bible too.
Grace is the PM.
And I want to say to you all that this ain't no fiction. This is facts. Just anything you see here, you could go and see it in Grande, Toko, Matlot, Valencia. This is facts. And this is facts too. Ask them to bring the proof. Stop talking about us and bad talking us and tell us what you intend to do for the people of Aruka Lupino and Toko Sangre Grande. I want to share with you all some of my achievements in the constituency of Toko Sangre Grande for the last 4.5 years. I will start off under the Ministry of Works. Numerous constructions of bridges, reconstruction. You all know that North Coast Road? When I came in as Member of Parliament, those bridges were in poor condition. Today, we have done the construction of the Breakfast River Bridge. We have done the construction of the Montcabrit Bridge. We have done the construction of the Galera Road Bridge from board to concrete. We are ongoing with the Shark River Bridge, ongoing with the Grand River Long Bridge. Numerous retaining walls from Montevideo, San Souci, you name it. We have been doing road work throughout Toko Sangre Grande. Completion of the Valencia to Toko road upgrade. New highway coming soon. Churchill Roosevelt Highway extension from Komoto into Sangre Grande. We have been working to open up the tongue of Sangre Grande to ensure that the business population and the residential population has ease of access. So our communities are open now to many possibilities and opportunities. And I will leave it there for Ministry of Works. I want to say under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, I, as Member of Parliament, I hope my colleague don't get jealous here, was able to build, through my representation, over 242 starter homes through the HVIP program for people throughout Toko Sangre Grande.
Grace is the PM.
My representation is also responsible for the development of numerous squatting communities in Toko Sangre Grande. Let me name a few. LSA Site C 1 and 2 Northeastern Settlement. Jacob Court Site B. Saharin Trace Moralands Allotment. We have done some work in the Valencia area and in the Blake Avenue area in Guayco. That is under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Real development, sustainable development, improving the lives of our constituents. That is the business of our representatives in the PNM. I know you all will like this one now. Public utilities. Pipe-borne water supply for the first time in communities. Thanks to my brother here. Church Street Matura. Pipe-borne water supply. First time after 40-something plus years. Sugars Lane, Damry Hill. Water. First time after numerous years. St. Albans along the Valencia long stretch. Another squatting community. 923 residents benefited from 323 households. A 6-inch main was laid there by my representation and the support of your Member of Parliament. Pine Avenue on the Valencia stretch, they receive pipe-borne water supply. But we have a community named Northeastern Settlement. They are developed, but they're having some water challenges at this time. I talked to my brother, marvelous Marvin Gonzalez. The man really marvelous. I said, brother, we have some pressure up in the hole up there. He said, what you want me to do? I said, send somebody to see how they could fix it. And that is what he did. I want to report to you here tonight as we speak along the Picton Road in Sangre Grande, a dedicated 8-inch main is being laid to go to that community to solve their water issues in the very near future.
Great is the PM.
We had some problems with TNTech. We had some electrification problems. And we got our Toko substation and Sangre Grande substation fully upgraded, and we are doing better. We have lights, we have current, and we see and we weigh under the PNM with Monroe in Toko Sangre Grande. And I want to say this to you, They like to say the bad talking Monroe all over. Some kind of people up there, I don't know the name too good, if it's Sturge or Purge or some kind of thing. So they up to now, they yet to tell the people what is their plans for them in Sangre Grande. But I could boast that I am the member of parliament responsible by my representation and active involvement for the new Sangre Grande hospital campus, fully equipped and fully available to the people of Sangre Grande. After $1.1 billion, it is available to the people of Sangre Grande, standing majestically, fully equipped for all of us in the northeastern part to use and to have available to us. Our Sangre Grande, free of charge. So, brothers and sisters, there is so much more I could speak to you about tonight. I could speak to you from now till in the morning because I know my constituency inside out. But I want to remind you on a serious part here tonight. When you go to the polls on the 28th of April, and even before that, as we go through the campaign, I ask you, make no mistake, bring out your people by the droves, bring them out by the 5s and by the 10s. Whoever you could influence, bring them out and tell them that red is the word to break the code. Red is the word to break the code. And if you bring them out in your numbers on the 28th of April, after yours truly, Roger Monroe, beat them out from Matlock to Matura, Vega to Sangre Grande, and we clean them out in Valencia. If you do that for my brother here in Aruca Lopino, here what would happen? I would call him on that night, and I will say, brother, give me the numbers. And he will say, my friend, we have beat them out in Borneo West. We have beaten them out in Paradise East and West. We have beaten them out in Windy Hill. We have beaten them out in La Florissant. We have beaten them out in Cleaver Heights, Sherwood Park, Surrey Village, La Pastora, Lopino. We will beat them, beat them, beat them, beat them, beat them. And when we beat them in our both constituencies, and we beat them in the other constituencies, I will lead the big truck with my Toko Sangre Grande brigade. And I am going to come back here to Lopino, Aruca Lopino, and we will join in one voice, Toko Sangre Grande and Aruca Lopino, and we will say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. Thank you.
Valencia, Grande, Damble, Hill, Guayco, Northeastern Settlement can't stop. Vega, Matua, to Matlock. Valencia, Grande, Damble, Hill, Guayco, Northeastern Settlement. Yes, why the party say? On the go, Mano, on the go, Mano, on the go. Yes, why the party say?
We done win this seat. We all in for the victory.
And if tonight you are not convinced that Roger Monroe is the man for Toko Sangre Grande, something is wrong with you. And if after that report you are not convinced that marvelous Marvin Gonzalez is the man for Aruca Lopino, something is wrong with you. Ladies and gentlemen, what a powerful presentation from our brother, Roger.
Great is the PM.
Believe it or not, Roger is the youngest member of parliament sitting on that PNM bench. Roger was just 32 years old. I'm not selling out your age. But he was just 32 years old when he entered the hallowed halls of Parliament, and he has evolved before our very eyes as a champion for each and every one of his constituents in Toko Sangre Grande. Toko Sangre Grande, you can ask for nothing better. Make no mistake on April 28th, ladies and gentlemen. Roger said to us, elections have consequences. So if you feel PNM done win already and you stay home and you find out that we lose by 2 votes, you will accept the responsibility for the downward spiral that this country will find itself in, and the political morass and the moral hell that this country will find itself in if the PNM does not retain governance of this country. Roger said it to you. What are their plans? We have heard nothing whatsoever except them maligning people's character. The PNM is not about that. You hear Roger call anybody any names? All Roger did tonight was call Marvin Marvelous Marvin, which we all do because he is. And he was able to testify as to what his performance has been over the last 5 years. Healthcare, infrastructure, water, you name it, he has delivered. And that is what you vote for a parliamentary representative for. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see that it is the programs that have been put forward by the People's National Movement that MP Monroe has utilized and ensured that his constituents have access to all of these programs, and therefore they have improved their standards of living. And you in Lopino can tell a similar story, but we will get to Lopino just now, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to our feature speaker, we in Lopino, like from Remo, we like a little parang. So let's please welcome Sodales Suarez. Please welcome Sodales Suarez.
Put your ass by the body say. Body say.
Buenas noches a todos. Okay, good night, everybody. All right, let me try that again. Buenas noches a todos. We in Lopino, we have to speak Spanish, right? I like this section on the corner here. So we are Sonidos Suaves. We just come to bring a little vibe to you. Enjoy. Parang is for dancing, huh? So don't be afraid to get up and dance where you are. So we're waiting to get some microphones. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Mi madre es una estrella que alumbra mi porvenir y si llega a morir al cielo me voy con ella. Mi madre es una estrella que alumbra mi porvenir y si llega a morir al cielo me voy con ella. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Ay, como la gente viera por tu calle se pasara si a San Francisco fuera a misa de madrugada. Como la gente viera por tu calle se pasara si a San Francisco fuera a misa de madrugada. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. ¡Hey! Baila, baila, muchacha, ven aquí. ¡Epa! Ven, ven. Eso. Ay, ay, ay. Coro. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Humana que te viera por tus calles te pasarás, y en San Francisco fuera a misa de madrugada. Humana que te viera por tus calles te pasarás, y en San Francisco fuera a misa de madrugada. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó llamar. All your PNM people around know how to party, right? Hey! Somos sonidos de la música, cantando parranda fina, porque llega la hora de Nochebuena. Somos sonidos de la música, cantando parranda fina, porque llega la hora de Nochebuena. Canta. Arriba y más arriba, cantando parranda fina. Arriba y más arriba, cantando parranda fina. En Trinidad cantamos parranda con violín, con bandola, con bajo y con maraca. Tocamos parranda fina. En Lo Pino cantamos parranda con violín, con bandola, con bajo y con maraca. Tocamos parranda fina, canta. Arriba y más arriba, cantando parranda fina. Arriba y más arriba, cantando parranda fina. Hey, baila, baila. Let me dance again. There's the song to dance to. Baila. Hey. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Hey. Hey. Baila, muchacha, baila. Yeah. Ah. Take a dancer. Cantamos Manzanares, cantamos el joropo, cantamos la caíta, cantamos aguinaldo, cantamos en Río Claro, Puerta Hispania y Lo Pino, cantamos parranda fin en Tabaquita y Gasparillo. Arriba y más arriba, cantando parranda fina. 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 Hey, hey, baila, baila. Hey. Eso. Ajá. Let's hear it. for Sonidos Suaves and Los Bailadores. All you like too much bacchanal. You have to say, tell me how you say PNM in Spanish first. P-N-M. El P-N-M is grande, great, grande, epa. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana, que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana a cantarte un aguinaldo. Llegamos a tu ventana, venimos a despertarte con esta alegre paranda, a cantarte un aguinaldo. Llegamos a tu ventana, venimos a despertarte con esta alegre paranda. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Estamos llevando acá a todas las amistades. Tú no podrás escaparte. Aquí te traigo las tuyas. Estamos llevando acá a todas las amistades. Tú no podrás escaparte. Aquí te traigo la tuya. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Música. ¡Hey! Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Si en casa no abren la puerta, me busco una palangana, bañarte de agua fría y sacarte de la cama. Si en casa no abren la puerta, me busco una palangana, bañarte de agua fría y sacarte de la cama. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. Que no me da la gana, que no me voy aquí hasta por la mañana. And for our last, thank you. Michelle, that was sweet. Say gracias. So for our last selection, I'm sure you all know this one. The words real harder. Practice with me. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Let me hear you. It's supposed to be say, but we'll stick with sigh for tonight. So when I give you the cue, you have to sing for me, right? Ay, en lo pino hay parranda, el PNM, epa. Ay, Ha. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Me hear you? Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sabañando, sabañando. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sabañando, sabañando. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Voy recordando al cantar. Oye cantar la prenda que más adoro. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Voy recordando al cantar. Oye cantar la prenda que más adoro. Sigh, sigh, sigh. All you're not saying to avec. This side too quiet. So let's go. 1, 2. Sigh, sigh, sigh. There we go. 1, 2. Sigh, sigh, sigh. A little louder. 1, 2. This man is apparently right. Till I don't know, yeah. Sabañando, sabañando, sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sabañando, sabañando, sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Viendo las aves volar. Hay el volar en las orillas del río. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Viendo las aves volar. Hay el volar en las orillas del río. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sabañando, sabañando. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sabañando, sabañando. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Distraigo los males míos. Hey. So on behalf of el PNM y Marvelous Marvin, te damos las gracias por tenernos aquí esta noche. Sonidos suaves. Gracias. We're going out with sigh, sigh, sigh. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Gracias.
Everything about the PNM is an opportunity for learning, an opportunity for cultural enhancement, an opportunity for cultural immersion, an opportunity for learning languages. Great is the PNM, ladies and gentlemen. When last you had a Spanish class on the go? When last, counselor? When last you had a Spanish class? You had one tonight. Great is the PNM. Let's hear it one more time for Sonidos Suaves. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm real happy to be standing up here tonight. I have my brother, I have my child, I have my kind of political son, but you see this guy here, all you have him. A seasoned legal professional and a dedicated servant of the people. Marvin Gonzalez burst onto the political stage in Trinidad and Tobago, and since 2020, he has been unstoppable. With an impeccable record as an officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, as an attorney at law, and as a director at the Ministry of Works and Transport, Marvin Gonzalez brought that work ethic, that professionalism, that passion for people and for country, that bringing of every fiber of his being. He brought that to the political arena, and he has stayed true to himself, ladies and gentlemen. He has given his all to the people of this community, to the people of Aruca Lopino, and to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. From August 2020 to March 2025, he served as our country's Minister of Public Utilities. And ladies and gentlemen, you will forgive me if I tell you the fact that he was the Minister of Public Utilities that we knew we needed, that we knew we deserved, that we knew we wanted, and that we finally got a Minister of Public Utilities who understood his portfolio and who was willing to go to every nook and cranny to deliver to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. His is a legacy of vision, action, responsiveness, responsibility, accessibility, understanding, compassion, and service. For you, the people of Aruca Lopino, Marvin Gonzalez is not just a name. He is a force for progress. He is an advocate for community. He is a leader who understands what true representation is. Marvelous Marvin is well poised to carry forward the legacy of the People's National Movement. In fact, he is one of the most powerful tools in the PNM's arsenal, and he is, without a doubt, one of the greatest assets that the People's National Movement has ever had. Aruca Lopino, especially you, the people here in Lopino, your voice deserves strength. Your future deserves leadership, and you deserve someone who will never stop working for you. He follows in the footsteps of the great Jarrett Narang, who represented you well when you were part of Aruca North. He follows in the footsteps of Neil Parsonlal, who was the first member of parliament for Lopino Bonaire West. He has forged his own course, ladies and gentlemen, and dare I say, outside of Roger Monroe, he is one of the best member of parliaments this country has ever seen. And ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest of pleasure that I present to speak to you here tonight, to report to you and to let you know why he deserves a second term. Please stand and welcome your standard bearer for Aruca Lopino, the great, the marvelous Marvin Gonzalez.
From when we used to carry it, we used to carry it for the ground, we used to carry it, we used to carry it for the ground, we used to carry it, we used to carry it for the ground, we used to carry it. Yes, I can hear them saying, boy, stop living in the past. When I find out energy, the raw material comes down from the ground. This is from a place where power, you could feel
and we shall and we will always prevail. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, my dear friend Laurel. Let me recognize, as I bring the feature speech this evening here in Lopino, this beautiful community of Lopino, let me recognize at the head table the Member of Parliament for Toko Sangre Grande. Let us give him a rousing Aruca Lopino welcome for a fantastic presentation here in Lopino. Your councillor at the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation, Mr. Dwayne Mora, the councillor for La Florissant Lopino, for a great welcome that he has given this morning. And I feel a sense of pride to be a PNM member, to be a PNM Minister of Government, to be a PNM Member of Parliament, to hear your son of the soil, Zion Freeman, for the way that he has conducted himself here. And it shows the strength and it shows the depth of PNM policies and PNM education here in Trinidad and Tobago. Because if Zion could do it, then everybody could do it. If Dwayne could do it, everybody could do it. And if Roger could do it, everybody could do it. Because under the People's National Movement, we have opportunities for all, for those who wish to apply themselves and rise up and take use and make use of the opportunities that are available to all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us give our chairman, our chairlady, a rousing round of applause for a great meeting she has had here this evening here in Lopino. And then we have in our midst the councillor for Cleaver, Ms. Shakila Clark, a daughter of Sherwood Park, the councillor for Five Rivers, Ms. Desiree De Freitas, your chairman of the Aruka Lopino Constituency Executive, Mr. Kyle Williams, and all other executive members of the Aruka Lopino constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, today I feel a sense of pride when I walk through the Lopino settlement and I met so many of my constituents who welcomed me in their homes, welcomed me with open arms, prayed with me, blessed me, send me off, and say, good work, dear servant, and we are sending you off again to represent our interests in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. And I felt their warmth, I felt their passion, I felt their sense of sincerity. And these are the things that Roger will tell you that give you that lift that you need every day to represent and to go through and to go into the trenches to represent people, because representation is not no easy thing. And if you are not strong, and if you are not resilient, and if you are not focused, you will not do this for 1 week. But when we go out and we touch the lives of ordinary people, as we are doing here, and as we have done right here in Lopino, and in La Pastora, and in Surrey, and what Roger has done in the great constituency of Toko Sangre Grande, it gives us strength and it gives us purpose to carry on the battle and to represent you under the banners of the People's National Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, as Dwayne would have indicated to you a short while ago when he presented, when I came into this beautiful community of Lopino 4 years ago, it was not no easy thing, you know. It was not no easy thing. I recall the level of cynicism that existed among the people here. I recall the harsh criticisms that came my way, the slings and arrows that came my way, not because of what I did, but perhaps what they believe that others did not do for them over the last decades. And I understood exactly where that pain was coming from. And I told the people of Lopino, all I'm asking for you or from you is to give me a chance and to give me an opportunity. And if you do so, I will try to correct the wrongs of the past. That's all I could have done. You will be surprised to know if you look at this tremendous gathering here this evening. It is perhaps the largest PNM political meeting here in Lopino over the last 20 years. The PNM has never been represented in a very powerful way as we are represented here this evening. And your presence here today is testimony to the work that we have done, that despite the criticism, despite the cynicism, we rolled up our sleeves. We did not allow ourselves to be distracted. And as you went to the polls and voted for me, and some of you who are carded in your red Marvelous Marvin t-shirt here today, you in a different color in 2020, but welcome to the rising hope of the People's National Movement. You were converted because you heard that great song that is written in scriptures. Pick up your burden, carry your cross, and follow me. And yes, you did follow me as your member of parliament. I rolled up my sleeves and I got down to work. The first thing that we did, we put lights on the Lopino Road. Today, you have full-fledged LED lights from the Lopino constituency and the Lopino village straight out to Surrey. Because I recall coming here, one of my first meetings in this community center, and I was driving out. And I couldn't believe I was driving through that level of darkness, and I asked, what is going on here? And they say, MP, they never had lights. And when I pinched myself, I said, but you're the Minister of Public Utilities. TNTech falling under you. I immediately pick up my phone, and I call the general manager of TNTech. I say, find your tail up in Lopino. Do a budget. Submit that budget to me. And it was done in 2 weeks. And it cost the taxpayers of this country $1.5 million to ensure that your roads are illuminated from right here in this beautiful village to Surrey Village. The first time, the very first time in this community. When I walked, they said pressure for water. The water coming dirty. Weeks passed, we ain't getting no water. I remember Lisa Farrell crying. And I say, oh God, what I get myself involved in? And when I was appointed the Minister of Public Utilities, I sent a team at the Water and Sewage Authority into this community. And they discovered that you have a beautiful river flowing clean, pristine water from the hills of La Pastora. And they did their geological test. They did all of their scientific tests. And the test results came back to me and indicated that right here in your Lopino River, it can produce over 500,000 gallons of water per day. I say, fine, well done. Let us build a plant. And it cost you, the taxpayers of this country, $3.5 million to construct this plant here in Lopino that has now improved tremendously your supply of water for the very first time. And I was told, I remember I was told, that the last intake that was constructed was in 1940 by Hector McLean, who once represented you. You remember him? The first PNM member of parliament. He lost his salvation a little bit because he went across to the UNC eventually. But he was a PNM member of parliament, and he constructed this plant, or this intake, in 1940. Whilst your community grew and demand expanded, your supply of water went into the opposite direction. And over the last 3 or 4 years, we constructed a plant to improve your supply of water. And you know, here in Lopino, it wasn't easy for me to do that. Because there are people right here in Lopino try to sabotage that plant. You know them very well. You know them very well. They led an unprecedented attack against your member of parliament just for putting a plant to improve your supply of water. And they said I was giving the people of Lopino contaminated water. You know that. But we kept the faith. We kept the focus. We show love and we show compassion. And we looked at them and we say, Father, forgive them because they do not know what they are doing. And today, I see them spraying down hose in the yard, cleaning the yard, and telling people they have the best water supply in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You see, because we have a constituency of people in this country who believe that their only relevance is to cause disruption in this country. They prefer that you complain every day about your roads. They prefer that you complain every day about your poor water supply. They pretend as though they care and they wanted change. They wanted to remain as it is because they believe that if it remains as it is, you will turn against the PNM and put crooks and vampires and criminals in the corridors of power once again. That's what they believe. So when I put the plant, they realize that their relevance is dwindling because they have nothing to complain for. They have no tires to burn anymore. But I tell them I ain't done there. I summon the resources of the government of Trinidad and Tobago in the various arms of the government. And we said that let us improve the road infrastructure in parts of this community. Right up there in La Pastora, for the very first time in so many years, those of you who are quite familiar of this community, where's Diamond Hill today? And what does Diamond Hill look like today? How it looks like today? What about San Francisco Road and opposite San Francisco Road? It is the same road that they travel almost every election and say, look at how the PNM have you and the PNM care about you. But today, they walk in the road and it paved, it looking nice. They're walking on the pavement and they line on Facebook and say that nothing is going on, but I'll deal with them. Today, in Tony Ravin Road, I felt a sense of pride because it is people right here in your community who made representation to me and said that the farmers of Lopino, they are doing and cultivating their crops to the upper part of Tony Ravin Road. It cost you, the taxpayers of this country, $2.4 million. And today, I cut the ribbon for the opening of that brand new Tony Ravin Road that will improve and provide the infrastructure to all our farmers so that they can put food on their table, feed the nation, and make a decent living for their citizens. Next door to where we are, the Lopino Historical Site, at an advanced stage of completion, expected to be completed just 2 weeks or 3 weeks from today. I'm begging for it to be open before the general elections because this is something that we feel very passionate about. And when I walked in this constituency and this community 3 or 4 years ago, one of the first complaints that was told after water is the state of the Lopino Historical Site. I lobbied my colleagues in the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, and we brought a note with the support of the Minister of Tourism. Let us give him a round of applause because he has done great work to ensure the full restoration of that Lopino Historical Site. And I told the people of Lopino that his historical site is not only for you, but it is for the entire Trinidad and Tobago, because we went to school and we heard about the Lopino Historical Site. And when children travel from all over this country to come up on this road to visit this site, it represents you, the people of Lopino. And with the help of God and with the support of my colleagues in the PNM and this cabinet, we allocated a budget of $15 million for the full restoration of that Lopino Historical Site, which will become a reality for you here, the people of Lopino. You can just imagine, had you made a decision and put Jack Warner as your representative in 2020 because he ran against me, I put him in the blasted box. He ran against me in 2020, parading himself up and down, blaming all kinds of things about the PNM, not telling you that his major objective of running for office is to escape extradition in the United States of America. You think he cared about the Lopino Historical Site? You think he cared about the Lopino Historical Site? You think he cared about Tony Ravin Road? You think he cared about that Lopino water treatment plant? You think he cared about that Diamond Hill Road? You think he cared about San Francisco Road? You think he cared about your lights on Lopino Road? They are a bunch of crooks. And we have a responsibility here on April the 28th to put Jack in the box once and for all, and let us bury him in the Lopino Cemetery. Let us bury him in the Lopino Cemetery. Because according to George Chambers, they are too damn wicked. They are too wicked. These are the people who stole all kinds of your money in this country. But before I go on, I move on from that Lopino Historical Site, let me give you a little story, because many of you may not be aware. Somebody showed me a video of one of the candidates that is coming up against me. The woman recorded the video in Lopino. And she went to tell you in the video that the MP not representing you. Hear how they wicked according to George Chambers. Guess where she recorded the video? The woman recorded the video on the blasted bridge I built at the Lopino Historical Site. You know? She went on the bridge, the brand new wooden bridge, to the Lopino Historical Site because she wanted a beautiful site to record her video. She wants a nice background. She wants to look good in the video. So she chose the best site in Lopino and the best wooden bridge in Lopino to go and record and lie to you and say the MP ain't doing nothing for you. And the woman posted it, you know. But like after she posted, somebody called and said, you better put down that thing, you know, because you're going to get leaks. And the video disappeared in 30 minutes. That is the nature of the people that we are coming up against. Because for you, according to them, for them to get into power, everything must go wrong in this country. They believe that they must lie, and when they have no evidence to support what they are doing, they must make it up. As your member of parliament, they throw all kinds of criticism against not only your member of parliament, but Roger Monroe and Penny Beckers and Foster Cummings and Terence Dialsing and all of us in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. And they accuse us of discrimination because we are spending money only in P&M constituencies. But they believe that you are not listening to the Parliament and that you are not following what is taking place. But when they come to you, they are telling you that you are not being represented well. They speak from all corners of their mouth, ladies and gentlemen. They say one thing in the morning, they say one thing in the afternoon, and they say one thing in the nighttime. Because they believe that by lying and conditioning your minds to believe that the worst circumstances exist in this country, you will turn your backs from the reality and allow them to occupy the corridors of power in this country. Look at what my colleague Roger Monroe, how many members of parliament after 4.5 years of representation can present a dossier of representation and hard work in their constituency? Let's give them a round of applause. How many of them after 4 or 5 years of representation can produce this? How many of them? And the people of Toko Sangre Grande should feel a sense of pride that your servant Roger Monroe can do this kind of work in just 4.5 years. And you know what makes this so profound? Roger is not a frontline minister of government. Roger is just a member of parliament not sitting in the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago. But he was able to rise up, not sit down, talk to his colleagues in the cabinet, and brought this level of development and representation to the people of Toko Sangre Grande, and I salute him for that. I salute him for that. Great work, Roger. So when Surge could come, who don't know nothing about the people of Toko Sangre Grande and the people of Valencia, and ask him where Sugar's Lane is. Ask him where St. Albans Road is. He doesn't know. But ask him to dress in a Superman clothes. He is first to do that. Ask him to dress in a Spider-Man clothes. He in front. But I want to tell you, do not put God out of your collective wisdom and thought and put these people in the corridors of power. Old people say, when you're in good house, what has happened? Bad house does call you. When you're in good house, bad house does call you. And don't let bad house call you. You know your member of parliament. You have seen him work hard for you. He is one of the best members of parliament in the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want you to carry him on your shoulders. Walk with him in all of the communities of Toko Sangre Grande and make sure that on the night of April the 28th, Toko Sangre Grande, when I call him and he will tell me on the phone, Toko Sangre Grande, it's PNM, 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 PNM. Monroe on the go. Monroe on the go. But not only Roger could produce this, you know. Look at his marvelous face.
Grace is the PM.
Look at the marvelous face. I like it. A record of performance in this constituency. How many members of parliament that walked through this constituency that could print this dossier? And it is evidence of the great work that we have done. As your member of parliament, I can tell you that all of these could not be done with the support of my colleagues in the cabinet and the support of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Ask yourself, if you did not repose your trust and confidence in me, which member of parliament under the UNC would be able to record these? How many of them? How many of them? And as Dwayne reminded you, when I came into this beautiful community, I said, Lopino, this is your time. Because I was born and I grew up in a rural community just like you here. And I know what it is to travel on bad road. I know what it is to not have pipe-borne supply of water. I know what it is to walk in truck and alley with no street lights. I know what it is. And Zion, like your son of the soil, reminds me that regardless of your circumstances and your challenges, you can make the necessary sacrifices and rise to the highest levels of power in Trinidad and Tobago. And when I come before you, I knew and I understood your pain. And that's the reason why I told you as your member of parliament that this is your time and this is your season, because I understood clearly your pain and your hurt. And that's the reason why I walked around in this community. And I would have met so many people who told me that for their entire life they voted the UNC, and for their entire life they voted against the PNM. But in this general election on April the 28th, it's PNM, 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 PNM. Ladies and gentlemen, as you proceeded into Lopino, you would have seen that brand new Surrey Village Community Center that I commissioned just a couple months ago. The people of Surrey Village lobbied for that for decades. They operated under a makeshift arrangement right there in Surrey Village. And because of the hard work and the sacrifices that we have made and the lobbies that we would have made, a brand new community center in Surrey. And I promise the people of Supernovas that if you elect me as your next member of parliament, we are going to build a brand new state-of-the-art center for that Supernovas Panside, so that they can have a place that they can feel and feel a sense of pride. And not only for Supernovas in Surrey. If you elect me as your next member of parliament, I want to ensure that all of the residents of Lopino and La Pastora finally get proper land title for their homes, because you exhausted that. This is what you wanted. We can't solve all of the problem in one day. Roger could tell you that. There are so many things to be done, and that's the reason why it is important to select your elected representatives and to not take God out of your thought, ladies and gentlemen, and do not allow ungratefulness to take root into your system. In the next parliamentary term, I will work with all of the farmers of this constituency to not only expand the infrastructure works and roads and drainage and what have you, but I will ensure that our farmers also get good land tenure so that they can occupy their lands. I never said it, but I can tell you. 2 years ago, you would have heard Zion talking about 32 programs, youth development programs, under the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. 32. Many of the constituents here in this constituency and in Aruka and Five Rivers are beneficiary of this program, making something out of themselves, turning their lives around, moving away from a life of crime and deviant behavior. But I tell you something, under that Ministry of Youth Development, we identified the San Francisco estate for a major agricultural development program for the people of Lopino and Surrey Village. I envision that in the next parliamentary term, when that becomes a reality, Lopino will once again be returned as the breadbasket for all of us in the East-West corridor. And it will provide sustainable jobs for all our young people who are looking for a fighting chance to bring food on their table and to provide food for their families. We will work with all of the stakeholders. Where Donna? Donna, stand up, let me see you. Give Donna a round of applause. Donna and I have a long history. And I would not say everything. But all I can say that in April the 28th, Donna is PNM, 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 PNM. Ladies and gentlemen, you would have heard Roger talking about all of the great work that I have done as Minister of Public Utilities all over Trinidad and Tobago. But before I go on to Sangre Grande, Roger and I understand the challenges of people who live in rural community. A significant component of his constituency are rural communities, experiencing the same challenges as you are experiencing right here in Lopino. And many of them can attest to the transformation that they continue to experience over the last 4 years and going into the next 5 years, because I know the people of Toko Sangre Grande will not put God out of their collective wisdom and take out Roger out of office. He will continue to represent them. And whenever we speak, a lot of our time is taken up by talking about communities like Surrey and communities like Windy Hill, communities like Sherwood Park and Five Rivers and Lopino and La Pastora and Valencia and all of the Matura and all of these communities, because we understand fully well how people who live in these communities feel so disconnected with development in Trinidad and Tobago. I told the people of Tony Ravin Road a short while ago this afternoon that it is projects like these give me a sense of purpose as your minister, because we could build all of the interchanges that we want in this country. We can build all of the beautiful edifices all over the country and beautiful buildings in Port of Spain and in San Fernando and in central Trinidad. If the people of Tony Ravin Road do not have a proper road to travel on, they cannot feel connected with national development. If the people of Matura and the people of Valencia and the people of Toko Sangre Grande do not feel as though they have a proper road and access to clean water and reliable utility services, how can they feel connected to central government development purpose? And it is because of our humble beginning, understanding the pain of ordinary people in ordinary community. That is the reason why today, after just 4.5 years in government, we can produce our dossier of achievement for the people that we represent. And all I can tell you, you just continue to do what is right. You just continue to not allow yourself to be distracted by people whose objective is to access power because of their own objectives, because of their own purpose, which is selfish. They have their own agenda. The agenda is not about development of your constituency. It is not about the development of your communities. It is not about the development of our young people. Ask yourself why Rudal Munilal wants to get access to power when there is a report in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago which named him as having close affiliation with gang leaders in this country. Ask yourself why he was not removed as a member of the Joint Select Committee on National Security. You think he wants to get access to power because he wants to improve your circumstances? Ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, why Jolene John was given a safe seat by Kamla Persad-Bissessar when she is busy defending herself in a lawsuit, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit for her conduct in the Housing Development Corporation during the reign of the UNC. Ask yourself why Kamla Persad-Bissessar would put her in a safe UNC seat to enter the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago and to represent your interests? Are you going to put God out of your thoughts and put these people back into power? It is dangerous to do so. Ask yourself why Barry Padarat cannot give an account for the hundreds of thousands of dollars that was deposited in his account. And he said, all I forgot is our only child. That was his only explanation when he was asked the pertinent question, why hundreds of thousands of dollars was deposited in an account that is associated with him. He never answered the question, but he is well known for carrying Kamla Prasad Bisesa leather bag. Ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, whether or not on April the 28th, these are the people that we will put in office. This election is a very important election. It is an election that must be fought with every sinew in our body. All of us are crusaders. All of us are patriots. All of us are disciples. It is not a battle for Dwayne. It is not a battle only for Roger. It is not a battle only for my good friend here, Laurel. It is not a battle only for Zion. It is not a battle only for your member of parliament. It is a battle for all good and right-thinking citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to ensure that on the night of April the 28th, good, stable governance remain in this country and we keep criminals out of the corridors of power. That is the responsibility of all of us in this election. That is the responsibility. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a tremendous night. I am very proud as your member of parliament. I am looking forward to commissioning that brand new Lopino historical site in the coming weeks. I am looking forward to ensure that the people of La Pastora get their first time water supply in the coming weeks. I am looking forward to the full restoration because I've done a lot of work inside of here, and I want to tell you before I leave the stage that the work has already begun for the issue of a tender or several tenders for the full upgrade and the rehabilitation of that Lopino main road. It has started. It has started. It is not old talk. It is not bacchanal talk. It's not he say and she say. It is good talk by a representative that is known for his performance. So on the night of April the 28th, when I call Ursula in Sherwood Park, and she called the number, she will say MP, PNM, PNM, PNM. When I call Shakila and I say, how you going in Cleaver? What you tell me? Oh God, I'll join them. When I call Desiree and Desiree say, how you going in Five Rivers? What you tell me? When I call down the hill and I ask you, how you going up and down the hill? What you tell me? PNM. When I say Borneo West, how you doing? When I say Whiskey and Warrior, how in the hill going? I say, how are you going in Surrey? How are you going in Opino? How are you going in Valencia? How are you going in Guayco? How are you going in Dunmurry Hill? How are you going in Matura and Matlat? Toko Sangre Grande. Toko Sangre Grande. Aruka Lopino. Lopino Borneo West. PN. Arima. St. Joseph. Tunapuna. All over Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM. PNM. And on that great night, we will raise our voices. We will look to the hills from where coming our help. From our help coming from the Lord who made heaven and who made earth. Because the Lord is our light. The Lord is our salvation. And we will look at our enemies and say, we shall not fear. We shall not fear. And we will all go down with a great Congo line down in Balise house. And we will whine. And we're going to make movements. And we will say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall, and we will always prevail.
Great SPPM. What's this? Why do you carry it? Where you so carry it, but the ground you so carry it. Where you so carry it, but the ground you so carry it. Where you so carry it, but the ground you so carry it. Where you so carry it. Yes, I can hear them saying, boy, stop living in the past. Where can I find that energy, the raw magic that comes down from the grassroots? Yes, I'm from a place where so can hear it sounding. Over you can feel it at the time, many hours sunshine or shower. You will feel it anywhere you look, and it leaves like a story book. I come from when waiting for carry it, 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 but I really want it much better. I didn't sign the post. I didn't don't get to I didn't get so I didn't so I didn't look for let's get it started. I'm telling you, all work and no play, say, no way. You don't want no matter that I need a stress reliever. 2 things in the hand and a girl in the middle. Because we need to find the middle. For the sake of peace of mind, the middle.
Oh, yes.
You find me and my friend and them because
Oh, yes. Yes, so that was the broadcast from Lopino West. And you heard it there, you heard it there. And we are thankful that we got the feed and we brought it to you live here, right here on Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. I'm Fearless Warrior, I'm in the studio, and we broke tonight to bring you that live meeting tonight. But I got several phone calls. I got several phone calls tonight, and I have a video that I want to play for you all, viewers especially as advised. Let me see if I get viewers discretion. Let me just make sure I have it here because it is something that is very, very, very yes. Oh yes, okay, good. So well, let me tell you what went on went on last night after that little ordeal with this man who feel that somebody thing. Tomorrow I will be in Signal Hill in Signature Hall in Chaguanas tomorrow. So I will be there tomorrow to bring it to you live from Signature Hall in Chaguanas. But yesterday meeting, I arrived in after I left there. When I left, I went down into the Point 14 by the market side, by my hiker over around that area. I got a vehicle and I came down the road. I reached in San Fernando about 11:30. Let me tell you something. The road to get from Point to San Fernando, let me tell you something. I could have swear I was in another world. Seriously, the road is it just out of this world. I'm telling you, the road network in that point, in that part of South, well, I know Mosquito Creek is doing some little road repairs, but the actual road network to get to point 14. I joined point 14 in less than no time. I left the Shogunas area about what? After 5 when I rejoined in point was about before 7:30 last night. And then now I get no abduction. Let me tell you something, eh? One thing with Fearless is that Fearless know how to survive in. And if I had to pitch a tent underneath some way, or going my hiker over, I would have done it. Or I stay right by the school day, I take a little sleep and come down the road in the morning about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But let me tell you, I reach in the market in the town proper, and I get it was the lone car on the stand. Let me tell you how God works in mysterious ways. Eh? It was the lone car on the stand, and I happened to jump in the car. And I said, "Here I drive. Let me go." And I hired the car and I come down the road in San Fernando. When I reach in San Fernando, 3 cars back up there, them 7-seaters. And here I want the bus price for me. But I stand there and we talk a little bit, you know, about the politics and different things. And San Fernando, just like Port of Spain, is becoming very, very dead in the night time. We had to bring back some nightlife to the communities. But I can pull up, I jump in the car, and I come down the road again. I reach on the road about 1 minute, still 1. And then to head home, it took me about a little short time. I just walk to, I just do my little walking and thing. Yeah. But let me play this video for you all. But I'm okay. I no need to worry about me, you know. I need not to worry about me. But this is a video that several persons called me on, and they said, "Warrior, what kind of thing is this? You see the video?" Well, I didn't see the video really and truly. I haven't seen the video as yet. And I know literally, when I watched it, I said, "Nah." Eric, I tell you, I walked down the road one time. Start to walk till it was small. Eric wanted to dog down the road. I said, "Eric, let's go straight." Eric wanted to dog down the road. I really jumped the road. He said, "Nah, man. That too far. Let me go." But all right. So let me play this video. Let me play this video. Viewers' discretion is advised with explicit content. Viewers' discretion is advised. Explicit content is in the video, and also we have to forward off this video to the Minister of National Security, like ASAP. This is a serious, serious, serious threat to both life, and also to national security. This is a person who is a member of the United National Congress, one of their so-called influencers. And I want you all to pay attention carefully to what this particular individual is saying in this video and what he wants to do to PNM people. the night before election. Pay close attention. Viewers discretion.
Yellow is the
is
code.
advised.
And next thing, Black Lives Matter. You see all them fucking Crackson and them PNM fucking area, them big dunce people and them who balling about we not switching, and my granny tell me to vote that, and my papa tell me to vote that. All these people in Library constituency, I could call them other PNM stronghold and them, all you need to wake up and smell the coffee. You know something? I just invest in 100,000 tie strap. Me and my crew will be coming around and tie strap all your mother cunt, all your stronghold, all you will really be in a stronghold the night before fucking election. That all you can go out there and vote. You know why? Because at the end of the day, like all you not waking up and smelling the coffee, all you seeing the country going down, all you seeing the ship sinking and still talking about fuckery. Don't worry. All you have something new coming to all you. All your mother cunt all you waking up and smell the coffee. We will take action. I don't give a fuck if they lock me up the day after election. You understand? For kidnapping. All your nasty mother cunt. All you ain't learning. I will teach all you a fucking lesson this election. Me and fucking all you.
Gonzalez, Marvelous Marvin. Right. Hello, you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Devon, under that video you just played there, right? That person could face 3 charges. Threats, aiding and abetting, and to cause bodily harm. That's the 3 threats, that's the 3 offenses he committed there. And in the TDPS, I got to understand, they don't take threats lightly. So I am hope that that video has been already forwarded to the relevant authorities. And knowing that Marvin is the Minister of National Security, I think it's only feasible that somebody will get the video to Marvin ASAP. Because if these are the kind of behavior the UNC is paying influencers money to come on social media to make them kind of statements, is very questionable. Right? And you don't say, you don't give a, if they lock you up after the election, that is to show you the illiteracy. That is to show you the illiteracy of what goes on in the mindset of a criminal UNC personnel, whether it be the candidate, the member of parliament, the opposition leader, the activists, or the trolls. That is how they operate. They do not want nothing good for this country. So, hear what? Let me utilize the Africans to do all the dirty work. What's the person they utilize to make that video? And he felt by doing that, you sound like a pro, you sound good, right? You sound like a damn, right? Because these people there, it goes to show the level and the heights they will go to do anything means possible to cause problem in this country. All of them talking about the talk down the Dragon gas deal from inception when Minister Young was the energy minister, who would have left here, went to Milflow House in Venezuela, went to Caracas, went to Washington, D.C., went to London, went to Paris, went to Tokyo, went to Shanghai, to come back to Venezuela to get deals for us in this country. They talk it down, they malign Maduro, the opposition did that, malign Maduro, and every single breath of her, she malign Maduro, right? Okay, the US decided to revoke the OFAC license. Well, as expected, because you know, the way how Trump and Elon Musk trying to want to dictate the pace of the world economically. So what made Trinidad and Tobago any different from the other part of the world? Right? As what Minister Young said, despite this hurdle, we have other alternative measures. Even before the Dragon Gazi came into the spotlight, we had our gas deals here and our oil production here. We just happened to sign up for the Dragon gas to boost our production in Trinidad and Tobago. But again, typical UNC and the trolls and activists, right? Talk down and saying, oh, the government put all the eggs in one basket and da. You see, this is what the narrative they want to push in the country. They're not saying that we have other oil and gas fields in Trinidad. No. They want to push the narrative with the Dragon gas with Maduro. Why? Because all they felt that this would have made the government look good. And all they don't want the government look good because all they feel is George Young and Kid Rowley. Right? It's not only the 1.5 citizens of the country. It's about Stuart Young, Kid Rowley, and the PNM. That is how they think. Right? But with that being said and done, all that money they're paying all them influencers to come and talk a set of gubar on social media with nothing of substance. Because if you ask any one of them right now, fearless, any one of them who's saying yellow is the code and UNC this and US and vote UNC, if you ask them what you have did for this country to be where it is today, none of them can answer you. You know why? All of them want to be on social media to talk stupidness, nothing of good sense, and not to elevate or promote positivity for the young people. Watch the content of all of these people. Watch the content. And I must sit down and follow all you. Make it make sense. TikTok was designed to do good and to do bad. But typical Trinidadians, they're using TikTok to spread lies, misinformation, deception, deceit, bacchanal, confusion. That is all they like on TikTok. I'm going to send you a video of one of the influencers who trying to, apparently she was the doctor when Prime Minister Stuart Richardson was conceived. Right? She spent 10 minutes talking a setter on TikTok about the Prime Minister Young. I was saying it and I want you to play it for the listening public to hear the $40,000 that the UNC gave them to come and spread on social media. Right? And before I go, I am asking questions tonight. I said it on Sharon's program this morning. I am asking questions tonight. Is it true that a prominent business in central Trinidad, a prominent business in central Trinidad who would have left these shores the night of September the 7th, 2015, when the UNC lost election and the fleet of Panama and Miami? Is it this same business or company is funding the UNC campaign in this 2025 general election? That is one. And two, is this same company is who would have paid all these social media influencers? Because I got to understand, they had a TikTok meeting. I mean, a TikTok on Telegram. They had a Zoom meeting with all of them.
Right.
And they had, yes. And finally, is this same company who would have paid this former police officer millions to resign the DPS? We ask questions out there. So my question is, that business is expected to get back taxpayers' money that they would have let go during this UNC campaign, because there are ads, there are this, every 5 minutes there's some ad on the radio, every 5 minutes there's some ad on the papers, all kind of thing. So my question is again, this permanent business place, or this conglomerate, or whatever you call it, if they are funding the UNC campaign for this general election 2025, because all you owing the government money from the court, or you own the court, or you own EBC, or you don't want to pay the court, or you don't want to pay the government, and or you don't want to pay the EBC. So in the coming days, people are putting all on notice. In the coming days, the next 17 days from tomorrow, well, 18 days, sorry, expect an avalanche of misinformation, corruption, falsifying, doctoring, plagiarism, everything. They will copy and they will copy and paste and create all sorts of narratives across the country to confuse you, the electorate. But I know you will have to stay focused, because $40,000 bound to done. Election, life goes on after election. $40,000 bound to done.
What's done?
When you get that, and people like them, so who hold on to that money? You go and you buy a Jordan, you buy an iPhone, you buy KFC, you buy rum, money done. You're back to square one. And it's the same sort of followers you had before. You want to get that hungry money. You want to come and do content for people to follow you. They forget there is life after election on all your following list. All you think only will get them after election. Make it make sense, people. That is why they don't want Ramble's throat right now, because Ramble decide that he's not going on that road with them. Why they're gonna take Kyle Boss too? They're gonna take Daniel Lovelace. They're gonna take Certified Samson. But you know why? These fellas don't have a brand, and they don't want it get tied up with political bacchanal. But you know the hungry ones of them like NCW and those hungry mouth one of them who want to just want to come and say yellow is the code, and yellow is the code, and yellow is the code. Ask them what one thing you would have contributed to this country. No one can answer you.
Well,
it's all about money. But with that being said and done, people, we just 18 days away, election is around the corner. Stay focused, get up, take your family, your friends, everybody to the polling station. Elections are won by votes, not by crowd. Right? They want I'm going to send the video now, and you will play it.
Well, Senator.
Yeah, I was Senator.
Yeah, the director, and she will play. She will play it up, and you will play. But the reason why I played that video, is because the people in the Labre area was very much concerned that their life is now under severe threat. And not just because the person is saying individual. Now, I know that individual because I've seen that individual on many occasions doing social media talk and live and all them kind of dotishness. I've seen the individual on social media, bad influencer, as they say, but I think that the Ministry of National Security and I think the minister ought to get involved, not the minister, but the police ought to get involved immediately. Immediately get involved. Because at the end of the day, jump was over. This individual is not going to target any and anybody. Let me be realistic. He is going to target people of a particular look, which is like how he would be looking. He's not going to target people who are East Indian. He's going to target more Afro-based people, Afro-Trinidadians, in order to send a message. And you see how the crime rate continues to spiral out of control because of UNC people committing these crimes and blaming people, blaming the ministers for not putting a handle on the same crime that they are perpetrating on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And you're hearing it? You are hearing it for yourself? Yeah, he is explicitly threatening Afro-Trinidadians in this video. And while some people may not want to see it, that's why I said viewers' discretion is advised. That man has sent a serious, there's a threat, there's a serious threat. And if your voting finger is worth something, and it is worth what you are going to be doing in terms of making sure you put somebody who is going to do good governance to run the country, you cannot have that kind of, you can't have that type of behavior, that criminal behavior. I call it criminal. Because some people, and then when they hold him, the first thing he went and say? But I didn't mean to, and I'm sorry. No. And we as citizens need to stand up and send a strong message, even to the police service of Trinidad and Tobago. So happened Roger Alexander. Today he was a senior inspector. And tomorrow he's a politician. So it just goes to show you where you can go and make certain reports and how some people could be bought even though they're working for the police service. They clearly see that they are officers, I'm not saying all officers, but they are officers who are involved in underhand deals. Because in order for a man to be in the police today and then tomorrow he's a politician going up on a platform, that should tell you how dangerous. Well, it may have to come down to that. But there are police, but Mr. Richard Google, they do put police at polling stations throughout the country. they do put police, they do have police at every polling station throughout the country, regardless if it has security on the compound or not. And that's to make sure also to strengthen, the security on the compound so that nobody can intimidate or do people anything while they're coming to vote, and to bring law and order. But this is a serious matter. I'm going to play it one more time. Viewers' discretion is advised for those who didn't get to see it and would like to see it. But I'm going to play it one more time. And after that, I am going to send it off directly. Are you saying that I'm not too sure. I really don't really go on these people page and thing. I really don't go on these people page because, you know, it's just toxic. You know, something you don't want to go in. It's good not to put your hand in no fire. That's why I just don't go there sometimes. But I will get the videos and I will play the videos and I'll watch them based on, all right, is it making sense? But you see this one, let me play it again for you all. Viewers' discretion is advised at this point in time.
Yellow is the code. And next thing, Black Lives Matter. You see all them fucking cracks in them PNM fucking area, them big dunce people and them who balling about we not switching, and my granny tell me to vote that, and my papa tell me to vote that. All these people in Library constituency, I could call them other PNM stronghold and them, all you need to wake up and smell the coffee. You know something? I just invest in 100,000 tie strap. Me and my crew will be coming around and tie strap all your mother cunt, all your stronghold, or you will really be in a stronghold the night before fucking election. That all you can go out there and vote. You know why? Because at the end of the day, like all you not waking up and smelling the coffee, all you seeing the country going down, all you seeing the ship sinking, and still talking about fuckery. Don't worry. All you have something new coming to all you. All your mother cunt all you waking up and smell the coffee. We will take action. I don't give a fuck if they lock me up the day after election. You understand? For kidnapping. All your nasty mother cunt. All you ain't learning. I will teach all you a fucking lesson this election. Me and fucking all you.
We are going to send it off to the police. In fact, right now it's going to be sent to the police commissioner and also to the national security minister for him to take a good look at it. And even if it has to go to the DPP, after it goes to the police, they have to go to the DPP to file charges and all these different things. But let me tell you something. What is frightening with this video? What is frightening with the video is that he is going to target not just Labre, but all PNM strongholds. All PNM strongholds. Now, this person lives in the Port of Spain region. This person lives in the Port of Spain region. Because I've seen them. I've seen them on many occasions. And he said yellow is the code. So you know he get money. You know. Look, friends, don't come here with that shit tonight. Don't come here with that shit tonight. Because if you are supporting another man, then I tell you straight up, you're on shit. Don't come here with that thing. And you're seeing where he looking like a little troll coming in, You see in the little show, but he played smart because he realized that we highlighting it. And if you look sharp, it may be very well the same individual who make the video now coming to say, because you realize people must call him and tell him, hey, let's highlight it, you know. And I always tell even my partners and all, because the thing I should say, down to my partner and all, who was with one of the influencers who take the $40,000, yeah? Who take the $40,000 and talking about yellow is the code and all kind of thing. I had to call my partner and say, hey, I see a woman in your woman saying yellow is the code, and the kind of chopping she saying. I said, but she wasn't the same one who picked up the wallet, the empty wallet on the stage, and talk about all of these hustlers. I am serious. This thing, I'm not letting up on this, you know. I am not letting up on this because if this person believes that they are affiliated to any form of gang and they are seeing people walking, going the merry way to the polling station and they look and they're Afro-Trinidadians, yeah, they're looking like Afro-Trinidadians going to the polling station. He is literally saying that he is ready to take them out. He is literally saying that he's ready to take them out. And I am not going to be telling you, okay. Well, the director will get it and she will send me a message when it is ready. But we have to really deal with this particular matter. I tell you, when this particular a senior man who lives in the Library constituency and several other people, while the meeting going on, while the PNM meeting going on, Eric, the director, said she didn't get it. So while the meeting was going on, about 7 to 8 of them calling and saying, you see that video? You see that video? And I was like, what video are you talking about? Never saw the video, you know, and when I see the video and I sit down and I listen to it, I said, no. I said, director, put us on the board one time. Because Kamala cannot be saying blood will flow in the streets if they fail. And really and truly, she wants to attack. She is sending out the word via this individual that gangsterism and thuggery is what will happen the night before, the day before election. So you will not be able to go and vote. Imagine that. We know sitting watching a meeting where the Minister of National Security is talking and saying what is happening. And here it is, this man making this video, putting it on TikTok like it's nobody's business. And we must just sit down and take that. Eric, send over the video for me, please. Send it to me if you are listening. Yes, David Lee, the DPP is has appealed, and he is looking at recharging David Lee. He says that there's grounds for him to be charged. Sometimes I just wonder about the judiciary in Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes I really wonder, and I've even been wondering about the shit that Roger Alexander said on the platform. Imagine that. This is an opposition that is willing to rain terror on citizens of this country just to get into office. Normally, we know if the government is doing it. In most of those countries where they're trying to retain office, but the opposition in Trinidad and Tobago is trying to destroy our election machinery, trying to destroy our rights to vote in this country, trying to destroy the citizens by trying to wipe them out. This is a serious thing, and we must call it as it is. Well, like if he get it overturned, but if he don't get it overturned, he will have to go ahead and do it over again. Because I don't understand how David Lee could have gotten off on that. I don't see let me tell you something. After what I saw Herbert Vonley did with that Brad Boy case in Trinidad and Tobago, I am very much skeptical about these some of these judges in Trinidad and Tobago. You know. I'm not casting aspersion over all, but I'm saying after what I saw, we got down to Timothy Hamilton Smith. So you really have to wonder what is happening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. You're live. All right. You don't want to be...
Yes, fearless. Good day.
You're live, eh?
Yes. Good night.
All right. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, brother. Yes, I just called to say keep up the good work. We have been working hard tremendously. And, just keep forward in it. Right, fearless warrior?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what is the question, sir?
No, it's not a question because you're now tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Good night.
No, we was dealing with a video that was circulating. An individual was and the lives of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago, especially the PNM voters in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, basically, fearless. As I say, this election should be clean, right? People supposed to follow the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, and anybody come with any indiscipline act, supposed to be justified. So I believe it reflects really bad. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. All right, thank you, caller. All right, I think we got the video. Let me tell you something, you know, moral and spiritual values with half of them fellas, you know. There is no moral and spiritual values with half of these people, you know. These people have a mentality of gangsterism. I tell you, you don't have no sympathy for some of them. Don't have, all right, director is sending it here to you. Well, it's taking a little time to load. Right, it loaded it. There's the next one. Yeah, I sent it to you, director. And he called it PBA. All right, so I sent it there. So we'll just, director will get it. But this is something serious. And I said, let me play it because I don't want to be going down the road or people carrying people to vote on election morning. And there's idiots intimidating voters, especially in the strongholds of the People's National Movement, blocking them from going out to vote. It is dangerous. And if this person must be held ASAP, brought before the court, and must not be given bail. I tell you, do not give him bail. Because to give him bail will allow him to come out, to come back out. Boy. I not seen it, director. I not seen it. It's to give him opportunity to come back out in the society before the election to reign terror. We can't have that. We cannot have that. Oh, okay. Well, you had to move the meeting for please. Right. So this is another video. And now I haven't looked at the video and now getting the video. If it has cursing and anything in it, viewers' discretion is advised again. Viewers' discretion is advised. All right, yeah, sorry. So viewers' discretion is advised. Let me just in case, you know, sometimes either people will be sitting down watching. All right, oh, it's up already. Okay, sorry. All right.
So
listen.
this is my last video on Stuart Young because at the end of the day, I doesn't understand why people does lack understanding. At the end of the day, a lot of you know I am not crazy, I'm not senile, and I very well could speak with confidence because I know what I'm speaking about. Whoever wants to laugh, the want to make the joke, you will see what I am saying sooner or later. At the end of the day, everything in the dark does come out into the light. It could never stop from coming out into the light, right? So what I said, I stand by it, and I stand by everything I said, because what Trinidadians does do is they will listen to our video, and they will always look for something to pinpoint to try to ridicule the video. They will never learn anything from it. You see the educated ones, yeah, they might learn from it, but you see the others who think they're smart, the educated idiots, I don't have time for them. I don't have time for that. Who just speak as if they so know and they don't know. Anyway, right? But my point is, all he needs to do a background check on Stuart Young. A lot of all they don't even know who is his father, what his father used to do. All they do not know what he has been doing. All they don't even, a lot of all they ain't even checking how much money this man collected unnecessarily. All they're not checking a lot of things. Anybody who's going in power after, once it's not PNM, that treasury is going to be completely empty. Because all the time that PNM telling all that, oh, it have no money in the treasury. It always had money there. It just didn't have money to really go towards helping all here. And then none of all in checking the amount of money that was given to Trinidad from places around the world. Nobody in studying that as well. A lot of all in not paying attention to the correct things. All you could pay attention to one set of nonsense, listen to stuff, you understand, and always look to pinpoint and find ways to bring somebody down when they're telling all the facts. You understand? Because somehow they don't know a lot of things. And when people educating all they don't want to listen, like stick breaking all their ears, a lot of all they was behind the class. All you hear somehow what the teacher saying, but not everything. And all they against the teacher from day one. But point blank, what I want all you to understand is, right? Stuart Young, you understand, was always the person in charge of Trinidad and Tobago. Whoever want to bash, whoever want to vex, whoever want to whatever, I don't care. I'm going to say what I am saying because I know what I'm speaking about. Rowley was just a cover-up because he's a local and whatever the case may be, and he was a good image to put up by the time. In other words, he was a good image to put up. But in reality, when Stuart Young takes over, all he is going to realize, well, actually, correction. How to put it? He's taken over now with a different title. The title that he had before, you understand, was just his cover-up, but in reality, he was in charge of everything. He was in charge of finance. He was in charge of taxes. Well, finance, taxes, same thing. You understand? And all these things. At the end of the day, every single thing that was done and puppeted in the country was him. Whoever the ones to listen.
Yes, look. Yes, I'll stop it quick. Yes, I'll stop it. Yeah, right. Don't hear the day. Yes, I'll Now, let me tell you, now this is another one. The Sikhi. But they had time to sit down to mind people business, so you don't know who father, and you don't know who is who, and you don't know who is this one. Yeah? She's Sikhi, but she know everybody's business. Go ahead, Kola. Go ahead.
Sorry, that was sent to me yesterday, right? I opened it there, and the first minute and a half, I get turned off. You know why? That individual who is display, she knows nothing. She just born the other day. But you see, they want to feel that they're so intelligent and they so know everything. Stuart Richard Young was born on February 9th, 1975. That young lady wasn't not taught, but it's a dream. She don't know Stuart Young's father. She don't know Stuart Young's mother. She don't know what position Stuart Young's father held when he was working. Right? You know nothing about the Young family. But you want to come and say that you're so intelligent and you know everything. I don't even know half of Stuart Young's what do you call it?
Life story?
And I'm a citizen of sorry?
The life story?
The life story. Stewart would have given his life story when he was sworn in as Prime Minister last month. Stewart, he said that he was born in Port-au-Spain. He born and raised in Henry Street, Port-au-Spain. His mother is of Indian descent, Muslim. His father of Chinese descent. This young individual, and this is what the bullshit that these people that sit down and take the time to talk, right? Why she ain't study that she jumping from party to party to party to party? You understand? It's a food syndrome all them have. You understand? That was that same individual. There are a lot of TikTok videos. And Dominic would have called out on it. Right? When Dr. Ronnie was Prime Minister, she made a set of videos talking a set of misinformation. Not whatsoever. Nothing of the sort. And I must sit down and listen to them kind of bullshit from them kind of content creators. I must sit down and have my children listen to that kind of shit. Nothing of substance. Will you know Stewart Young father from? Will you know Stewart Young family from? He knows nothing, money man. You understand? He knows nothing. You don't know how he entered politics.
Well, you may tell you something about this individual here.
Was that the one you just played?
Yeah.
Well, I think what you're telling me, go ahead, because I don't know if it is something that I know.
You may tell you something about this individual. This is the same individual who, you see, they had to go and take the $40,000. Let me tell you why. When she had the baby, because she had a little baby, she didn't have a bathroom really and truly to put the baby in. To go and bathe the baby in. So what she had to do was go by the kitchen sink. Change the pampers, because a small room she was living in. Change the pampers. Bathe the baby in the same sink that she washing wears in. You know, long time, people couldn't afford, according to your standard of life, you couldn't afford to have certain things.
Some of these things.
Yeah. So she had to put the baby in this cold piece of iron. Don't want to put hot water on the stove because she say she never bathed with hot water. So she bathing the baby with cold water early in the morning and late in the night. Like if the child under some kind of have pneumonia.
Under duress.
You understand? This is the same individual who has fallen sick. Then the same individual who has fallen sick and had to go to the San Fernando hospital regularly because they said, because she and all came and said she has catch fits and different things now. And now the doctors praising the same doctors. This is the same, I can tell you about them, you know.
That was showing you.
I can tell you about these individuals, you know.
See them. No, it doesn't like they really air people's personal experiences.
But them they say.
You see, when you want to try to mind other people's business and yours are stinkerud and people understand, this is my problem. Where you know Stewart Young family from, where you know Richard Young family, you don't know the man's family, you don't know how we come here, what happened, what chance, you don't know nothing about the individual.
But
and,
Eric,
and Prime Minister Stewart Young never held no Ministry of Finance.
But Eric, before him go further, let me show you about this individual. This same individual, she talking about who is the family and who is this and who is that, right? But I go tell she about she business. Because you know me, I just go and mark for them too, you know. I just sit down and watch them, take them in. But if one of them and talk the whole life story, they always have a camera in the face. If they went and pee and all, they want the camera in the bathroom. So she don't go and pee. You feel this joke? I telling you.
No, I know.
When she man was getting she trouble, it was she and waiting for the next one to come out too. who was fighting and beating up a woman for she man, going by the people's house, and waiting for them, you know. One by one, they're exposing them. Because I had the video for that one too. Who nearly beat she and chop she up and push in the hospital. Because she's afraid to go in the hospital to seek medical attention. But I tell you, one by one, I'm exposing all of them because they sit down and take them in. But this one here, she talking about who family and who family. When she man was getting she trouble, and she talking about I don't want no man, I don't want no man. And she picking up on the other side, the woman on them on the other side. Go and mind your business. Don't mind people's business. And then you know what the commander will say? But how he know all of that? But them there's a camera in the house.
And they always on a TikTok doing video and taking. So you see, TikTok, and I said it before, TikTok could be utilized for good and positivity, and it could be utilized in the wrong and negativity manner. And most of them on TikTok especially, not Facebook so much, not Instagram, but the TikTok. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know TikTok now. Because you see that kind of bacchanal and who want to mind people's business and want to talk people comments and all them things, I know it for that. I don't want to mind your business. Your business is yours. But you see when you say they get into other people's personal space and private space, I have a problem. Right? She knows nothing. She's a young individual. I am probably older than her. You devil older than her.
Mm-hmm.
She know come the other day, I want to song smart. Girl, you're not singing smart, you're singing damn stupid. For an individual. And if I was you, I would have sit down and try to analyze myself before I do any videos or any content creation.
Well,
right? And some of them who don't know how to have a proper conversation and sharp would have said it. Some of them guys have right comment or guys have comment or carry out a proper conversation. Or they want to be on TikTok cussing and making a canal. I have a serious problem with some of them. No, that is your page, that is your thing. But you see when that people try to come out with Twitter for and follow all with that foolishness and that bullshit. That what they like. It's the followers they like and the people and it's the followers they like, the comments.
No, because Eric,
not one of them will go say, you know, like for example, tomorrow's SCA, right? Tomorrow's SCA. Not one of them go jump out on the TikTok account and say, well, on behalf of myself, I want to wish all the school children tomorrow best of luck. Not one of them. If it's bacchanal and confusion and the mindful business, they love that. That is why I don't follow. I'm on TikTok, and I don't want to be on it. I want to take. I see them people that send me them thing. I said, well, let's send me them thing for. What is sending me them thing for? I don't want to. I didn't want to hear all the business. If you take your man, you take your woman. If you double pump, that is all your business. I know that. Know that. And some of them want to put their business on social media. All of them want to mind people business and want to talk about people and yours stink and dirty. You understand? But as I say, we will wait. We will expose all of them as time go along. All of them.
Well,
as soon as I get them, I will send them for you.
Well, let me show you this one here. So they put up in Guyana, you know Guyana thing, right? But watch it carefully here. The government will now pay the full exam fees for up to 8 CXC subjects for every student in public and private school. Now, that is breaking news in Guyana, right? Like breaking news in Guyana. But watch this fool down below in the comment section who is saying Trinidad could never. You see how these people, Mahabir, Mala Mahabir, you see how Mala Mahabir, and I want your profile picture, I want your profile and push here because you see how dirty and stink this. Mala Mahabir, we have that in Trinidad years now. years now, people have never had to pay to do secondary school since after to do secondary school subjects. No at the SEA since after we became, since in 1962 going on the road. It's because of a PNM education and apparently Mahabir had a UNC education of how to thief and how to be a bandit and how to be an asshole. Because you can't tell me you went to school for 5 years and you think your mother had to pay. You know, that just goes to show you how illiterate the literaties of the UNC. They try to look good, but they don't. They try to look good, but they don't. Look at the next one. I tell you, and you see what you live in it? Should go on us. I tell you that. And these are the people who just go out there, who will want to go out there and want to be influencers. Mala Mahabir. We must call them out. Mala Mahabir. You see, when Mala Mahabir was still a thought, and if you look sharp, wasn't even a thought, eh? She was just a thing that happened at the side, a fling thing. Like we went on in the market where the girls say, well, he was calling me and he looked nice. And then she reached in the toilet and a fling thing happened in the toilet and bam, she get pregnant. That's Mala Mahabir. That is Mala Mahabir. That's how she come about. That is how Mala Mahabir come about. Mala Mahabir is one of those fools who will just go wave, you know. And I'm sorry I didn't tell the taxi driver last night when we was talking, because they asked a woman, because she had on UNC jersey, and one that video, boy, oh God, I don't want to find back that driver. Them drivers was linemen with last night in San Fernando. Imagine, let me go in this joke. Imagine they asked a woman who wearing a big UNC jersey, she went to a UNC rally, and they asked the woman, Madam, what is your take on how do you think the UNC will try to boost the economy and get the economy going again after the PNM? Because they try to make the PNM look bad, eh? But next one with the phone taping the whole thing, after the PNM, the midst office on April the 28th. And here this woman say now, the woman said, well, we will have to sell, the UNC may have to sell Tobago in order to get finances, in order to run the economy. So this woman wearing a UNC jersey, I will get a video because the drivers and them had it down in San Fernando and again kicked. You know, I laugh when I see it. The woman literally said, sell Tobago. Sell Tobago, you know. That's what the UNC gonna do, no? Sell Tobago. Well, I will try to get your number. I will try to get Mala Mahabir number. And Mala Mahabir may not be no old person. She maybe a young person. You know, those who didn't want to go to school, who the parents didn't want to send them to school because why? They had to stay and cut cane, but cane stopped cutting long time. So I don't know. But I telling you, when I hear that girl say that on that video, I was amazed. The girl said, the woman had a big UNC jersey and said, UNC will have to sell Tobago in order to get money to boost the economy. He says a story and man send it anyhow, so I will get it. And I will yeah, it's madness in this place, you know. Real madness, you know. Where's that again then? But I have a video here. While my director gets the video. Is this right? No, we played this already. Yeah, we played that already. Yeah, let's get rid of that piece of shit. 10 minutes? That's too long for her to be. Nah, after that first minute, I don't want to hear that. Look at this one here. No, I'm not going to play the entire video because I find it was too fully done, too fully dotish, full, you know. It was 100%. I don't know what to say again about it. I don't know what to say about this. Sell Tobago, the woman said sell Tobago. I will get that video. It's circulating now. It came out yesterday. When I was down in San Fernando, it came out at least 2 days ago. The girl had on a big UNC jersey. And the reporter asked, and a man stand up there with the phone taping and catching the act talking that piece of foolishness. You know. There we go. Taking this. Director, clear this to me, please. And let me play that video that oh God, look Mala Mahabir here. Oh God. Look Mala Mahabir here. I tell you, it's a young girl. This is Mala Mahabir. Eh? Look here, or you look here. Look Mala Mahabir. Dance. And then these people here, you know, we have to expose them, bring them up. Mala Mahabir. Apparently, you never get education. And these are the people who say that other people went behind the classroom and other, you know. But look at this girl, and she will feel. Yeah, I feel like filter photos here because you know them Instagram thing now. Filter photos. Watch she. Young girl like she, know, and if you look sharp, she must be about what, 20, 23, if so much, but looking like she's 35. But let me go. Let me take that piece of toilet paper off the screen because if you take off half of that filter, you might even want to even see. You might even want to see she again in the day. Let me go. This is a video. Now, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention. I don't know question in it. But pay attention to how UNC trying to make themselves look good by putting out more videos, paying people to put out these type of videos to make the country believe that the PNM ain't doing nothing. The PNM has done nothing for them and nothing at all. Take in this video. This man living in Diego Martin West. Watch the surroundings. Pay careful attention. Yeah? But pay attention to the woman, not the woman, to the man surrounding, and pay attention that somebody videotaping behind the scenes. Watch it. So he have video camera toting around. All right. Taking this video. Pay attention to the surroundings, where they want the road. Pay attention to how they have the closes. Pay attention to the terrain. And pay attention to the foolishness that you're going to hear in this video. Pay attention.
Yellow is the code. And next thing, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Wrong one, man. Wrong one. Yeah. Look at me. Look at me. Look at it.
Good evening, people. Right? This is where I go through to get to my house every single day, right? The PNM can afford to do something for us and choose not to. Right? So I give you a tour. I ain't lying. I give you a tour where we are living. Right? We have truck, they have pass through. People had to pass with the stove and the stuff. You understand? To get where they're going. The houses all up there. Big houses, as you can see for yourself, up on the side. So we need the road. They can afford to help us and they choose not to. You understand? They can walk with me. You understand? Look at the house right here. You understand? They can afford to come and help us. They're choosing not to. You understand? And I'm not doing this for likes or for no political reason. I'm doing this because I fed up at the PNM. You understand? This is 1991, Dr. Kid Rowley in charge down here, and it's nothing. You understand? And I personally, as a Carnage representative and somebody who living down here, I fed up. Really. Take a walk with me. Right? Take a walk with me. Truck, as you can see, traffic going through. You have big houses up here. You understand? You have big houses up here. There's people tote the stuff up here. And we begging for road. That's in right.
You buy a load of gravel is 25 and 25 they bring it up to you.
Correct. You understand? We think double the price to bring up stuff. I want you to come and take a look at this. High up the hill, up the mountain. Right? It's trucks. Look at me. You understand? It's trucks these are to be going through. You understand? This is turning into a drain when rainy season come. Yes. You understand? And people still saying great is the PNM. And people still saying great is the PNM. And this is why they going through to get to my house. The houses, access. That's in fair to me. It's not fair. You understand? Higher up, it's big houses. But there's the tip of the iceberg. There we go. Take a walk with me. And again, truck, right? All this. Truck. Look, we say, how you go put road and infrastructure up here? It have room for improvement. You understand? You know, Sadiq. We went to Sadiq office. We talked about this. You understand? We presented the idea to him. They came up. They did come. You understand? They did come and assess certain things and they say, yes, we could get a road. But the only thing they just do for us is come and promise us right through. You understand? Yeah, all the guy in the road. Yeah, all the guy in the road. The whole big thing was, what's that pipe? Look, what's that pipe here? And mind you, this pipe we're running to give us water up this mountain. Is the UNC put this pipe here? The PNM never gave us water up here. It's the UNC. When I was in power, gave us water up here. The PNM never gave us water up here. Just so, I want to clear up that one time. As I tell you, I'm not doing this for no political reason. I'm doing this because I'm fed up. Walk with me. It has space. The pole road here. It has space. You understand? The call mama guy we and the move that pole, they take thing up that pole and park pole across and say they come in and pull road. Up to now, nothing hasn't been done. 9 years and counting. Nothing has been done for us. Are you fed up? Walk with me. I'm fed up now. Let's say it again.
Oh, go that's it.
Come on, Mr. Lincoln. Come to my Lincoln day for meeting. No meeting. Only prayers. Only prayers. I fed up.
That's it. That's it.
We went through this here too long. You understand?
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out soon.
We went through this too long.
Yeah, no.
Too long.
Yeah, no.
You understand? They will be going through right
Look.
now. Come and see this.
It really too long in truth. It really too long. It's about 5 minutes and something, but it really too long in truth. It's too long to hear to continue hearing that kind of jackass behavior and dotishness. Now he want to, I'm telling you. Yeah. When I saw that video, I said, nah, man. A big man. You can't be that foolish. You see, I just doesn't want to say what I want to say because I'll tell people. Back in 2010, they had me cussing in election, but you see, this piece of shit, I never, you know, that man want to put a road way went up on the road. You get water, all right. Look at what you build on your house. And then he house and he said the road, he say, you know, that's my house here, you know. Way up on the road. Way up on the road. I don't understand that. That's pure madness. Or you build or you thing with no proper infrastructure. But or you the ministry or the regional corporation in Digo Martin, we are talking about Dr. Keith Rowley's constituency, they just come and put on a road. Put on a roadway. Put on, and he fed up on what? So how you get your material to reach up there to build a massive house out there? But then suddenly, hey, you know, if everybody give her 2 feet, we will get a road, we will get to put on proper infrastructure for the water, we will get proper infrastructure to put on drain. Look how the 2 houses was on top of the hill. And this man flaming this thing and putting it out there. There's a bunch of happy people we have in this society. And like they do business. Yeah. I don't, but even if it's, well, look like squatters land on the, or they want to take the land up on top of the mountain. Me have no problem with taking land on top of the mountain, but leave at least 2 feet. So if you want to get material, come up the road. But when you have to bring material and park it down the road, and have to walk through a track, it's obvious you pay 2,500 for a load, and you have to pay another 2,500 to bring it up the road. Because you're stupid. It's only fools that operate so. I just keep telling people when my mother and a few neighbors came together, they say, hey, you know, put that 2 feet. At least give her 2 feet, some give 3 feet. And they get a road. They had a road that connected to another road. So that when they bring material, they can come up to the house. And today, if you see how the place transformed, they went to sell the total bomb, the sugar cake. But when you want to jam up the houses, Like it's some little old, like some old thing, like you don't care. And you showing people a house, next year, next house, so, and then you're talking about what? Make it make sense. And again, I keep telling you, look at who the UNC, because you keep saying all of a sudden, nobody pay me to think, nobody thinking, and I just fed up, I fed up. I can smell it a mile away. I wouldn't be surprised if Mikey is who set up that whole scene. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. And it just goes to show you the amount of videos from them they send. You sort of pick out the common sense from the non-common sense. But that is what you call mental health. He have a mental problem. You build a big upstairs and downstairs house and now saying you want road. So all the time you didn't know you want the road. That pure worthlessness. You know when he buy a big Jeep. He buy a Jeep or he must buy an expensive car. And he want the car to go up and park up right underneath the house. That's what it's going to know. And when the car, when the car go up by the house, you're frustrated. Because you don't know who will be interfering your vehicle down the road. But who tell you to go and live on the Kwaito? And if you go up on Kwaito, you supposed to make sure that you're not neighbor. Don't come too close now. Leave a little room so a car can drive through and go in the yard. You understand? And the next thing, you and what you tell the light pole is? The light pole is like basically right there and the house right there. So what? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And the man saying 1991. Let me tell you when he came there. That is to tell you when he went and lived there. So he playing like, I live in the old days of my life. When in reality, he only went there in 1991. Well, I don't know if he want to pass a road to it because you're such a man building also. The track is a track. I tell you because he have vehicle and they want to bring the vehicle up the road. But that is what the UNC will pay. Those are the people UNC will pay. You notice it's not one. And this has nothing to do with just race alone. But you're clearly seeing we're going to be one willing to kill Afro-Trinidadians in this country from going by the poll. You have one saying the one road, but he glad to highlight water come. He glad to highlight that the water come, but he ain't highlighting is them make a mess of the whole scene by not leaving enough space for a road. So what I want the government to just come and put something there and say, all right, well, you gotta move it, or you gotta move, you gotta move. No, we're not moving, and we have big bacchanals. But you're watching other people on and you're saying, look at the big houses over there. Look at them big houses over there. Everybody who have the big houses over there have road to get to the place. Well, you make it make sense. All right, let me just make sure these things not too long, but you're all right. I see you say 1 minute. Let me go.
NCW, you couldn't make it in the entertainment world as a comedian because you're so still. Now you sell out. The UNC paid you $40,000 to come on the internet to say yellow code, to spread lies. Man, are fake by. All your fake boy.
If I didn't know it was that one who leave his wife to go where no man should be going, to kick down no back door, I would have tell you, boy, don't waste your time. I would have tell you, don't waste your time. He must be the ringleader for half of them to go in that direction. 40,000 dollars. Our young people's minds are impressionable. They're soft. I tell you honestly, most of the youth, especially the young children, because that is what the UNC playing on it. These young minds, preparing them. Yes, his wife leave him after she catch him, but after she catch him, and then he realized that wherever they touch inside of him, like they touch some soul. After they kick down the back door, and he come back, and he said, well, you know, he wake up one morning, I must get a video, and I will play it, I will get back the video, where his wife walk out on him, because of what he was doing, and what she catch him doing. So in him, wherever he get, he take, and like it shake him up. And when it shake him up, he get hooked. He didn't want to enter the front door. He only wanted to go through the back door. Because the back door was more important to him than the front door. So he walked away from his whole life as a normal individual to be touched back through the back door by another individual. What do you think? What is the dangerous? The pink mansion is pulling them in. When you go to the pink mansion, I have never been to that pink mansion. Never. But the horror stories of that pink mansion, of men going in straight and coming out shaking their hips as though they have the waist moving in a dance movement as a female. They're no longer moving straight, they're moving sideways. Most of them went in that pink mansion. Well, they didn't get to fly in the helicopter. Plenty of them didn't get to fly to the helicopter. Yes, Norman, is that you that asked NCW? Norman, is that you? Imagine his wife walking and catch him balling, you know. Balling, and oh my God. NCW, you know, was balling, you know. When the wife see that, she said no. She couldn't stay there. She could not have stayed there. She said, no, NCW, no. What are you going to do, man? How you could do that? How you could want the same thing that I take in? And continuously, he just keep doing it. And not with, as I said, young ones too. Young ones. So he is now the she getting kicked down in the back door by the he, who is also a she. But that is them. Me, I can't tell them how to live their life, you know. But don't come to tell me about nothing in politics. Don't come to tell me nothing about politics. Because Oye knows nothing about politics, NCW. More than the eater food mentality of the $40,000. The other one who's sick, $40,000. Matara, $40,000. All of them is this $40,000. So it ain't worth nothing more than a $40,000. So when that 40 done, we have to go back to living the lifestyle. You know, embarrassing. Matara continuously getting embarrassed on social media of still having a latrine in 21st century, still having a latrine. You know how that embarrassing that Matara should take that $40,000 and put a flush toilet. Put a flush toilet. All them man you pass through, you ain't put a flush toilet. Look, and they want to come to tell people about politics. Believe him. But it just goes to show you how these so-called influencers, because when they want to talk about who ain't do this and who ain't do that for them, your life is an open book. But so just think, let me tell you something. So just think, you brain into good. I tell you that. You brain into good. What you cannot Hey, just so. Play for them. NCW, is that you?
Norman was my good partner. To me he was like a brother. A jack of all trades, a very good sportsman. A real heavy dude, all the girls like Norman. Then he left and went away to a next country. And when he came back it was a different story. He walking and shaking hips, wearing earrings and rouge on lips. What he did to himself I don't know, but he really changed up too. Wearing a tight band and a handbag in his hand. I say no, this ain't true. And he wearing makeup too. I say, Norman is
Yeah, no. Merchant them had foresight into what was going to happen. And they knew what they were singing. But I telling you, but I telling you, do not be fooled. Look at the enemy. Look at them. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. Do not be fooled by the UNC. And let me tell you something. Sometimes I hear the politicians saying, take it, take it. But let me tell you something. You might take something today from somebody who don't like you. And it could be a destruction tomorrow. Let me say that again. You might take it today. And that thing that you take today would be the destruction of you tomorrow. Because after they don't take that $40,000, where they going? Mulala and them don't care. Mulala and them don't care. Look, they're coming in. Look, they're coming in. So go ahead. I don't want nothing from the enemy. New era, you can come under false name, donkey name, cat name. Come with your real name. New era is where you call one of them who trying to hide under the pretext that they do there's a normal person, but really and truly they're not normal. They're using a false name. New era taking this.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Kieran Thomas.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Brendan Butts.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Janet Lamond.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Dave Tanku.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Clyde P.E. Elder.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Philip J. Watt.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Robert Mitchell.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Rodney Stone.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Dominic Smith.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Wilfred Nicholas Morris.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Michelle Benjamin.
At least I have a name for my ancestors.
They were not given safe seats either. Don't be fooled by her lies. She's the same racist, drunken leader who helped bankrupt Trinidad and Tobago.
Who could be as charming and at the same time as deceptive as Kamala.
When the UNC wins, an old racist drunk and her like-minded cabal wins.
East Indian is 35.4%. If every single Indian voted for the UNC or for the partnership, they could never get the 51% required.
Reject UNC.
Well, you hear New York? You hear New York? Well, if a dotish we're doing here, they tell, well, if this dotish and we educating you yet dance, we're doing here. There's the most, something had to be wrong with these people, You take your $40,000 When you get called out on it now, you come under a false name. You can't come under a real name. You don't want people to realize who he is. And now you're seeing it for yourself, so you can't say that nobody didn't tell you the truth. You hear what she said? If all East Indian people vote, New Year is not now East Indian. New Year know fully well they are part of the gimme gang. Let me go.
Minister said that if you should get into office, the value of the dollar is...
No, that's totally false. That is not on the books of the UNC at all.
The Minister of Finance will work with Central Bank to make sure that our exchange rate is competitive, eliminating the current dirty managed float and allowing market forces to operate within a crawling band.
That is not on the books of the UNC at all. That's totally false. That is not on the books of the UNC at all. That is not on the books
The Minister of
of the
Finance
UNC
will work with
at all.
Central Bank to make sure that our exchange rate is competitive, eliminating the current dirty managed float and allowing market forces. Eliminating the current dirty managed float and allowing market forces. Eliminating the current dirty managed float and allowing market forces.
Wow. I want to play this again. I'm going to play this again.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Kieran Thomas.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Brendan Butts.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Janet Lamond.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Dave Tanku.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Clyde P.E. Elder.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Philip J. Watt.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Robert Mitchell.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Rodney Stone.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Dominic Smith.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Wilfred Nicholas Morris.
Your name is that of a slave master.
Michelle Benjamin.
At least I have a name for my ancestors.
They were not given safe seats either. Don't be fooled by her lies. She's the same racist, drunken leader who helped bankrupt Trinidad and Tobago.
Who could be as charming and at the same time as deceptive as Kamala.
When the UNC wins, an old racist drunk and her like-minded cabal wins.
East Indian is 35.4%. If every single Indian voted for the UNC or for the partnership, they could never get the 51% required.
Reject UNC.
Tell the next video, director.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, it was not my intention to join the debate at this time. But after hearing the member for Caroni East and the misinformation that he has spewed in this chamber, I had a responsibility to this chamber and to the people of Trinidad and Tobago to correct some of the bad news that he has been spreading. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I have in my hand here a document that I got from the Planning Division of the Ministry of Education. In other words, Mr. Deputy Speaker, this document is authentic. The member for Caroni East is claiming that under his administration, they built, or let me use these words, they started and completed 106 schools. Mr. Deputy Speaker, that is furthest from the truth. Very far from the truth. He is claiming that they started and completed 69 ECC centers. He is claiming that they started and completed 31 primary schools. And he is claiming that they have started and completed 6 secondary schools. Mr. Deputy Speaker, just let me give you the facts. Yes, let me give you the facts. Listen to him carefully. Something really jumped out at me. He is claiming that the Lafayette RC School was 22% complete under his stewardship. The Lafayette RC School falls under my constituency. Not a blade of grass has been moved where that is concerned. Absolutely nothing has been done. Yet he is claiming 22% completion. Absolutely nothing.
Shame. Shame. Not a blade of grass.
Mr. Deputy Speaker.
It has been heard. Again, proceed, Member Farima.
Thank you very much. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member for Caroni East is claiming that they started and completed a number of primary schools. Those of us who travel along the bus route, and we would know as we approach Page Junction, that school that has been there for a number of years, the Tunapuna Government Primary School, this minister is claiming that they started and they built that school. How far from the truth could we get?
Give us the facts.
Very far. But let me, Mr. Deputy Speaker, talk about what is the truth where this is concerned. And I'm starting with the ECC centers. The Arangwes ECC Center was a project started by the PNM administration, not by his administration. The Bon Air ECC Center was started by the PNM administration. The Carson Field ECC Center was another one that was started by the PNM administration. The La Goya ECC Center, a project started by the PNM administration. The Clark Rochard Center, again, was started by PNM administration. The Kush ECC Center, a project started by the PNM administration. The Edinburgh South ECC Center, a project started by the PNM administration. The Egypt Trace ECC Center, again started by the PNM administration. The Golconda ECC Center, PNM administration. The Harmony Hall ECC Center, started by the PNM administration. The La Hoqueta South ECC Center, again started by the PNM administration. The Lisa Gardens project was started by the PNM administration. The Lower Kubuto ECC Center, again started by the PNM administration. The Maloney ECC Center, and I'm sure the Minister of Planning knows about this one, is a project that was started by the PNM administration, and it was opened in January 2010, before they came into office.
Oh my. Oh my. Yes. Shame.
The March Hill ECC Center is a project that was started by the PNM administration. The Marval ECC Center, a project started by the PNM administration. This was completed in May 2010, before the UNC came into office.
What trouble.
The Overpuch Gardens ECC Center,
And let's play that last video and
tell us, how are you feeling health-wise? Are you in good health, spirits, energized for April 28th.
I always say put God in front and walk behind. I feel very energized.
Governor Bastard B. Censor!
We start to get the doctors to go to homes to visit the elderly. Blah 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 blah. We have the plans. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
When she come for your vote, go loud. Lying to you selling for so loud. Tanti comes and the cabal push back and all. When they want your vote, tell come now. Blah 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 blah. When she come for your vote, go loud. Blah 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 blah. Anybody wearing yellow? Blah 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 blah. When she come for your vote, go
blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
I know UNC, how to support UNC. Allegedly they are a bunch of RSCISTs. What they gonna do next? Maybe start a coup, yeah. The treason us, she wrote the US to sanction us. Never forget, election is almost here. Kamala not gonna win nowhere. A landslide victory is so unfair. Take hard medicine, I hope you prepare. Tell them to go from here. We only vote for the Bali's here. PNM born, PNM till I dead. Red is the word, show me that you don't know. So when she come for your vote, go loud. Lying to you selling for so loud. Tanti comes and the cabal push back and all. When they want your vote, tell come now. Blah 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 blah. When she come for your vote, go blah 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 blah. Anybody wearing yellow? Blah 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 blah. When she come for your vote, go blah 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 blah. Anybody wearing yellow? I know UNC, how to support UNC. Nothing about from and round T politics to be good for TNT. Yes, I can't vote for she. Kamala rape the treasury. How she lead the economy. Not what a leader's supposed to be. Election is almost here. Kamala not gonna win nowhere. A landslide victory is so unfair. Take hard medicine, I hope you prepare. Tell them to go from here. We only vote for the Bali's here. PNM born, PNM till I dead. Red is the word, show me that you don't know. So when she come for your vote, go loud. Lying to you selling for so loud. Tanti comes and the cabal push back and all. When they want your vote, tell come now.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah.
When she come for your vote, go blah 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 blah. Anybody wearing yellow? Blah 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 blah. When she come for your vote, go blah 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 blah. Anybody wearing yellow?
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. We have the plans.
All right, so people, it's now 11:25, and tomorrow is C exam. We do want to wish all the children and pray for them early in the morning. Give them that blessing. And tomorrow is C exam. There will be no loud music on the road between 6 today and also 6 tomorrow. So there will be no, so there will be no loud music playing within that time span. And then tomorrow night, we head to Shogwanas in the Signature Hall for the meeting. So, again, let me tell you something. I went on some of them people pages and was so much of trolls and said they were fussing them carrying on like nobody monitoring these things. But not here. They will not come here. So tomorrow, all roads lead to Shogunas, and in the signature hall, I'll be there. They have already put it up, so you can book your seat. You don't have to pay, it's free. So you can book your seat early and get in on the action, because we're going to be there to bring it to you live and in living color. So people, I don't know what is the outro, but let's take out. Remember, tomorrow morning early, you get up early in the morning. We are bringing the morning program on the TTT, not TTT, 91.1 Talk City here early in the morning, and also at 12 we bring you the constructive talk, I think it is, and tomorrow evening we head to Signature to bring you the live political rally. Have a blessed night. Thanks for watching. See you all. Best of luck to all the C exam people. Thanks for your company and have a blessed evening. All right, so what do we have lined up to take us out? What do we have? Let's go.
Join up in the east, yeah. Team up in the west, yeah. We got this. Hey. We got this. Hey. Hey. I cannot wait for election morning. Tell them why. Tell them why. I dipping down to me elbow, darling. From stateside to Canaan, we making it through this moment. You are the reason. Higher than higher heights is our limit. So we ain't leaving. No one behind, we will not desert you. Come on, protect the future. I know we can do this thing, yeah. So right now, let we fix up, fix up. Come on, now let we link up, link up. Bring up and now we build up, build up. Together as one. Turn the country down low. We feel the power. It's the way that we love. Proper representation. Hey, we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. DNA. We got this. We got this. We got this. Whoa, 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 yeah. So many youths in service now, that's an honor. You are my friend, my sister, and my brother. But what we got to do? So we got join up in the east, yeah. Big up Presley's family. Team up in the west, yeah. Calling out everybody. Here and we come together. Unified and we're stronger. Stand up there as we come to do this work. Think that could make me, but not this red army. 'Cause every day we keep on rising up, and the journey we keep on rising up. When water run more than flour, not even water could stop this fire. But we stand up there as we come to do this work. Rising up, and we fix up, fix up. Now when we link up, link up. We gon' tell now we build up, build up. Build together as one. Turn the country down over. The fear of them army. It's the way that we love. Proper representation. Hey, we got this. We got this. We got this. DNA. We got this. We got this. We got this. Whoa, 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 boy. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting? On election day. Don't care what they say. Who you voting for? DNA. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting? On election day. Don't care what they say. Who you voting for? DNA.
Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance.
Join host Fearless Warrior and the Dauntless crew every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tune in each week for enlightening discussions, special guest interviews, on-the-scene coverage of news, political events, and all topics related to good governance. Watch the show live on our Bounce Up Central platform and social media channels, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Keep the conversation going, even after the show. Chat in real time on our 24-hour live chat on Bounce Up Central. For more news, informative content, entertainment, special events, discussion forums, Bounce Up Radio, TGIF watch parties, and to even bus a mark anonymously, visit our Bounce Up Central Community Hub, the platform that's Weeting, created for we, by we.
Red and ready, here we are. Red and ready, here we are. Calling all the Red Army. Red and ready, here we are. Yeah, we are. Oh, na na na. Red and ready, here we are. Calling all the Red Army. Red and ready, here we are. Trinidad and Tobago. Red and ready, here we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we red and ready now. Calling the Red Army. Calling out all our we friends and family with love for TNT. From the mountaintop to the valley low, everywhere we go, country before party. B&M, we working together, we building together, and we'll make it better. B&M, side by side together, we standing together for our nation's future. This is a movement we all in together, not just for one. My sister, my brother, Balize in your hand. B&M is the plan. Red and ready, hold it steady. B&M, speed on it. One blood flowing through me vein. Speed on it. Red Army on the road again. Speed on it. Every creed and every race. Speed on it. Together, no time to waste. Speed on it. From Frederick Street to Boko Reef. Speed on it. The Balize is what we need. Speed on it. Tell them this and say it then. Speed on it. The B&M we need again. Speed on it. Taking it to the streets, wherever we meet. We talking to everyone all over the country. The message is loud and clear. We want you to volunteer, spreading the word. Country before party. B&M, sun or rain, together we remain together. We're gonna make things better. B&M, young and old, together standing tall. Together, this is a new chapter. Together we standing, all tribes intertwined. Working together, we all in the line. Let's do this together, your future and mine. Red and ready, hold it steady. B&M, speed on it. One blood flowing through we vein. Speed on it. Red Army on the road again. Speed on it. Every creed and every race. Speed on it. Together, no time to waste. Speed on it. From Frederick Street to Boko Reef. Speed on it. The Balize is what we need. Speed on it. Tell them this and say it then. Speed on it. The B&M we need again. Speed on it. Red and ready, here we are. Yeah. Red and ready, here we are. Trinidad and Tobago. Red and ready, here we are. Yeah. We are. Yeah. We red and ready now. B&M, we working together, we building together. We gonna make things better. B&M, side by side together, we standing together.